One, welcome back to Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And if it is your first time here, do me a favor, subscribe and hit that bell to be notified so you don't miss any other episodes coming your way. And just to let you know, we have a members only club where we go live with your favorite artist and you can be a part of the interview. So make sure you check that out, join the club, be a part of the fun. In this part 2 interview I'm doing with Pete Best, the original drummer from the Beatles. I got to ask him the burning question. Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager, the man that some people say made the Beatles, but there's more to the story. Who was Brian Epstein? We're going to find out in this interview. So in the meantime, don't touch that dial. It all starts now. I want to ask you, there's supposed to be a movie. I don't even know if it came out. There's another movie about Brian Epstein coming out. Who was Brian Epstein? What was he like?
I can only give an insight of the Brian Epstein I knew, okay, because you got to realize that, well, when did we sign with Brian? October, November 60, 61, and I was ousted in 62. So as a manager, I only knew him for about 8-9 months, you know. As a person, I know of him because of his reputation in Liverpool. And I can only speak of Brian and things that he did for us in a short period of time. And as a person, okay, everyone knows his sexual tendencies. Yeah. That's got nothing to do with it. There's millions of people out there with the same boat. That's got nothing to do with it at all. What he did do, and I always remember a conversation I was having with Mo, and she turned around and said, Pete, don't know whether you remember this. She said, when Brian was thinking of taking the Beatles over, and he said he came and saw Mona, and he turned around and said, Mrs. Best, he said, I believe that you've been involved with the Beatles, right? And she said, yes, I've helped them a little bit. And he turned around and said, you know, is there any advice that you can give me? And I said, Brian asked you for advice, Mo. And she said, yes. I said, what was the advice you gave him? And she said, all I turned around and said, Pete, was, you have been given an unpolished diamond. It's up to you to polish that diamond, right? And I'd like to think that with those words of wisdom that Mo gave him, that's what he did. You know, so, you know, the fame that came through Brian, you know, through his perseverance, through his endeavors, good on him, right?
Yeah.
Made a lot of money for the Beatles. Some people turn around and say he's lost millions. Who the hell cares about that? You know, you got the Beatles, which are the richest people on the planet at the present moment. You know, and Brian contributed to that. Whatever his faux pas may have been, you know, as far as I was concerned, he was a man, he was genuine, he wanted them to succeed, and he did no harm to me. So, you know, I can only give him the utmost respect.
Yeah.
And I hope that comes out in the film. I hope that comes out in the film.
This was quite a new world, really, for me. I was amazed by this sort of dark, smoky, dank atmosphere, this beat music. Something tremendous came over. And I was immediately struck by their music, their beat, and their sense of humor, actually, on stage. And even afterwards, when I met them, I was struck again by their personal charm. And it was there that really it all started.
That's whatever comes out in the film. As you know, they never portray it is Hollywood, it is the movies, however they portray it. And but you know the real story and the real truth, and that's what the fans want to hear, the real story and the real truth and the way it all is. And it's good to hear that from you. It really is. That's all we have time for today, but make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, because I'll be releasing more clips of my conversation with Pete. In the meantime, catch this episode now unedited in our members only club, and always remember, who loves you, baby? We do. Thanks for watching.